McReynolds had an opportunity to do something that is extremely rare, to get an exclusive inside look at the NASCAR wind tunnel, and trust me, this will blow you away, literally. Before that, here is Larry Mack at the TNT off-track race car presented by Toyota.
Well, Lindsay, one of the strange occurrences in 2011 at Daytona and Talladega, where the drivers run wide open, never lift the throttle, is the ability to hook together as a two-car tandem, pick up 10 or 12 miles per hour. One of the tools that teams have to understand the aero car is an aero wind tunnel. Recently, the good people at Stewart-Haas Racing, Darian Grubb, crew chief for Tony Stewart, they let Larry Mack go along to the wind tunnel, and you know what? You can see the air.
Just kind of across the board, when you come to the wind tunnel, what are some of the big items you are looking for?
It's always a drag versus downforce trade-off. We're looking for the downforce to be maximized in every configuration. When we go to the speedways, we're trying to reduce the drag. So usually that means taking away some of the downforce as well, because the handling's not as much of an issue there. So we're looking for just pure speed and making the cars as fast as possible and as clean as possible.
This is the configuration you would need if the car is qualifying. Talk a little bit about the airflow we're seeing right now.
So as you see the smoke come onto the front of the car, it's really smooth. As it comes over the greenhouse there at the window, it really starts to break up. And it goes over and it really impacts the spoiler on the back. That's where you see all this drag come in. It really gets turbulent. It's got a lot of load there on that rear spoiler.
We want to put Brian Newman's car in here, and let's see what we do when we get that two-car tandem with the airflow.
What starts happening to the straightaway speed, the aero drag of the car in front, as this car gets closer and closer and closer and approaches it?
The front car definitely starts picking up speed at that point, just because the rear car is taking the air off of the spoiler. And as the rear car comes up, that airflow will start turning more vertical, moving up off of the rear spoiler, and it starts reducing the drag as it does that.
For instance, if Tony Stewart is in the front car, what is he starting to feel about his race car?
He feels a definite picking up of speed. At that point, he's either got to make the decision whether to lift out of the throttle, drag the brake, because he's going to start accelerating because he's getting that air push from the car behind him. It's going to push him away, so he has to overcome that by dragging the brake just a little bit so they can get connected.
And then what do you think the driver that's catching the front car, what is he starting to actually feel?
He's starting to slow down because he can't quite get there.
So that's almost like an air barrier
it's
there.
Basically a big air pillow between the two cars. He gets there and he can't quite get there. So the guy in the front will drag the brake, they'll break through that pillow, and then they'll be connected, and the airflow is good to go at that point.
And how long do you think, in today's world, can that rear car stay tucked up right behind that front car?
It's probably 2 to 3 laps. Realistically, if the temperatures are already up at race temperatures, that they can actually stay tucked up without a lot more airflow. They'll have to start ducking out at that point to get a little more air to make sure they keep those temperatures in check.
If 2's good, why is 3 not better? We've not seen 3 drivers and 3 cars hooked together.
We're still trying to understand ourselves. I think it's more of, like you said before, a chain effect. The link in the middle doesn't really have anything to do. He's riding in dead air. His motor's there just doing everything he can do to keep pushing. The guy in the back is doing all the push. The guy in the front's doing all the pull. The guy in the middle just kind of riding along, and you can't see where he's going.
Where is this going to tap out? Will it ever tap out, or will the evolution just keep going and growing?
I think it's going to keep growing as long as we have tools like what we have here at Aerodyne and over at the Windshear Wind Tunnel, and people are going to keep working on it. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The NASCAR regulations are what's going to tame that down.
Talk about inside access. So that's what it all is like in theory. Well, we wanted to send our 2 drivers out to convey to you what it's really like on the track. Wally Dallenbach and Kyle Petty were stunned by what they found.
All right, Wally, we're going to go out here on the racetrack in Andy Lally's car and in Casey Mears' car. We're going to see what this 2-car drafting and what these guys talk about all the time and what this tandem stuff and bump drafting is all about.
Yeah, man, I lost the bet, so I'll be the pusher, but I'll tell you what, it's easy to sit in the booth and sit at home and watch these guys what they do. It's a lot harder to do than what it looks like.
Okay, Kyle, 1 back. Wally's 1 back. Pulling up to you. He's on you. Got to drag your brake a little bit. Coming to you. He's there. He's pushing. He's pushing. He's got you.
It is unbelievable how I can't see a darn thing, man. Come across the start-finish line, I cannot see the racetrack. Completely relying on my wingman right here. Leaning up against his bumper. Gonna hang out to the right just a little bit. And see, I lost him. Tell you what, it's not as easy as it looks.
Okay, Kyle, he lost you.
Try to get back up with them. I don't want to go in here and just bang the heck out of them. Got to try to lock up on them. Drag the brakes, get locked up, then rock and roll.
Yeah, Wally, just keep an eye on that water pressure, but take a peek at that water temp. Don't want to get over 270.
Looking at my pressures. As long as I don't get the 33 on my water pressure, I'm good. I can't even see his hand. I know the plan was, hey, wave at me so I can know when to switch, but I can't even see inside Kyle's car. So I'll make the switch here.
All right, as you come up, trying to come up on Wally here, he's dragging the brake a little bit. We're gonna try to set right up on his rear bumper here. Front car is incredibly stable. I mean, I cannot believe how stable he is. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've driven one of these things. And driving like this is freaking crazy. If you take out and peek out just a little bit, it really keeps the car steady. It's like it adds side force. Jeff Gordon, talking to him, says it almost feels like the car adds side force at this point. Okay, here's what we're gonna do now. Wally's giving me the sign to go the inside. He's gonna let me lead. He goes high as we go into turn 1 here, and I go to the bottom of the racetrack. I drag the brake as I pass him. As you go to the bottom of the racetrack, drag the brake so it gives him an opportunity to fall back in and get back on your bumper as quickly as possible. Sometimes it's not fast enough and the pack drives by you on both sides.
He's pushing, he's pushing. All out the windshield, new leader, 71 car.
Now we're connected again. It's amazing when they connect, you feel the thing bounce on your bumper about 3 or 4 hard times, like somebody's hit you in a parking lot. It's like bam, 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 and then all of a sudden you're connected. And once you're connected, man, this thing jingles up about 500 or 600 extra RPMs and sends you off into the corner. And it's like, oh my God, is this thing gonna stick?
Okay, guys, come on in. Nice job. Nice job.
Yeehaw! I think the rookie stripes on your bumper are very appropriate, Kyle.
That is incredible.